We always like to keep things positive when we're talking about all the shock brands that we carry, but let's be honest, they're not perfect. So let's talk about some of our gripes that we have with our most popular brands. In the last episodes, we came for OME, Dobinsons, and Fox's Throats, and well, today we're kicking it big time and we're going for Bilstein. Believe it or not, we are probably Bilstein's loudest critics in all the situations where they've screwed up, and we've called them out plenty of times, and today, well, we got a lot of trash to talk. Without a doubt, they're higher end model lines that use their zone control technology like the 8112s, Blackhawks, and everything else seriously outperform any other shock of similar body sizes or price points, and sometimes bigger body shocks and more expensive shocks as well. You can argue about it all you want in the comments, but I'll tell you right now, 99.9% of the people who don't think that's true haven't tested them. And well, if you've seen our reviews and you've seen the footage, well, they speak for themselves. The problem being, the vast majority of vehicles they make shocks for only get their most basic 4600s, 5100s, and maybe, if you're lucky, 5160s, which is a terrible representation of what Bilstein is actually capable of. Not only does this pigeonhole them as the basic bro brand, but there's many applications they make shocks for that they know full well that a 5100 or 5160 ain't gonna do the trick. A great example of this is basically all torsion bar GM HD trucks will melt down a set of 5100s or 5160s on a short jaunt down a graded fire road. They need a 2.6-inch body option desperately, but they won't make it. So they're basically selling shocks to you that aren't necessarily built badly or tuned badly. They're just wholly inadequate for the application, and they don't have a solution that is any better. So our biggest gripe is that they need to be able to offer more of their higher end options that really outperform almost everything else at the price point, much more applications, and have the flexibility to offer more custom options for the vehicles who don't have the option to run a bolt-on shock. It doesn't matter if you have the best shocks in the world if they don't fit on the best rigs in the world. And well, brother, they get tons of ass and they're really slow to offer solutions if they do it at all. Bilstein has to be the largest shock manufacturer on earth, and big companies are definitely not as flexible as smaller ones, so it is understanding that they can't do everything. But despite the size of the company, their off-road performance shock division probably is the most profitable, and they just are not getting the support they need. This doesn't just mean there's a lack of parts available for the people who would definitely buy them, but it takes them forever to get to market. In fact, they're reliably the last brand to sell shocks for any new application. So we get tons of people wanting to run Bilsteins on their brand new vehicle, but they end up having to wait so long for those Bilsteins to be available, brother, they end up in something else. So here's to hoping that the Bilstein off-road division gets the support they deserve, because brother, they're carrying the company on their backs and doing amazing work, so that we can see more of those baller 8100, 8112 and Blackhawk series shocks on more applications, because brother, I know you guys are gonna love them. But obviously, Bilstein's not the only brand we have big gripes with, and well, we're keeping it going, and tomorrow we got King to talk about.